Impulse control disorder are a common psychiatric condition in which affected individuals typically report significant impairment in social and occupational functioning. Intermittent explosive disorder, outbursts of anger or extreme temper tantrums. Kleptomania, an urge to steal small items that usually have very little value. Pathological gambling, the, the inability to stop gambling. Pyromania, when a person sets fires for enjoyment and pleasure. Unspecified impulse, control disorder when someone has symptoms from various impulse control disorders. Compulsive sexual behavior. Uh, it is described as excessive or uncontrolled sexual behavior or thoughts. Insomnia. It refers to the inability to fall asleep. Sleep disorder is a condition that frequently impacts your ability to get enough quality sleeps. Generalized anxiety. Um, this disorder involves excessive, unrealistic worry and tension, even if there is little nothing to provoke the anxiety. Obsessive, excessive compulsive disorder. People with OCD are plagued by constant thought or fear that cause them to perform certain rituals or routines. Panic disorder keeps recurring attacks to a person of intense fear of panic. Delusion of control. This delusion is the belief that others control you. Delusion of reference. The predominant delusional theme is the false belief that others talking about one. Schizoid personality disorder. Those with SPD may perceive by others as somber, aloof, and often are referred to us as loners. Schizotypal personality disorder. This disorder is characterized by about need for isolation as well as odd, outlandish, or paranoid beliefs. Paranoid personality disorder. Although they are prone to unjustified angry or aggressive outbursts when they perceive others as disloyal or deceitful. Mixed type. In this type, no delusional theme is predominant. Unspecified type, um, where a dominant delusional belief cannot be clearly determined or does not fall within the description of subtypes. Aromatic type. Um, the central theme of this subtype is that other person is in love with an individual. Somatic type. The core theme of the somatic subtype is centered or bodily function or sensations. Antisocial personality disorder is characterized by lack of empathy or conscience. Antisocial personality disorder. Hindi. Um, Borderline personality disorder. This mental illness enterprises with an individual ability to regulate emotions. Narcissistic personality disorder is characterized primarily by gradually need admiration and lack of empathy. Histrionic personality disorder. Individuals with this personality disorder exhibit a persuasive pattern of successive emotionality. Mm, Avoidant personality disorder. Those with avoidant personality offer hypersensitive to and unwilling to take social risks. Mental disorder is a broad term used to group physical and psychological symptoms that cause abnormal thoughts and behaviors. Neurosis is a class functional mental disorder involving distress but neither delusions nor delusions. Psychosis came from psych for mind or soul and osis for abnormal condition. Anxiety reaction has diffuse fearfulness, tension, and restlessness which sometimes snowball into episodes of panic. Depressive reaction refers to depression usually accompanied by guilt, feeling of inferiority, and anxiety. Involution demonstrates severe depression during involution period with no previous history of psychosis. Phobic reaction it refers to intense irrational fear of specific object or event that may have a symbolic significance on the affected individual. Reality anxiety. It refers to fear of real danger in the external world. Neurotic anxiety. It refers to fear that instinct will get out of control that cause the person to do something that he will be punished. Specific phobia is an intense fear of a specific object or situation such as snake, heights, and or flying. Phobia is an exaggerated unrealistic fear of specific object, situation, or activity. Depressive disorder is when the person experiences extended unexplainable period of sadness. Single episode. De- Depression is like a major depression. Only it strikes in one dramatic episode. Sing Moral anxiety. It's the fear of conscience. Fear is an emotional and psychological response to external threat or response to a real danger or threat. Bipolar. In bipolar, there is swing and mood from elation to depression, mood disorder, characterized by extreme unwanted disturbances in feeling or moods. Social anxiety disorder, also called social phobia. It involves overwhelming worry and self-consciousness about everyday activity. Localized amnesia. This is most often outcome of a particular event. Selective amnesia. As its name implies, this is similar to localized, except the memory retained is very selective. Generalized and continuous amnesia. This fewer common form of amnesia exists when a person either forgot the detail of her her entire lifetime. Hmm. Psychogenic amnesia. It is also known as dissociative amnesia. It is the temporary or permanent loss of part of all the memory. And depersonalization or derealization disorder. This is the continued presence of continued feeling that the person is not himself or herself, or that he or she can control his or her own emotion.